All right, descriptive geometry. This one's IA, and this is slope and planes. Now, what we're going to do on this one is we're going to find true length of a line. We'll show you a couple different ways to find the true length of a line, other than the way we've been doing it, because sometimes you need to do it in alternate ways. And then you're going to go find your slope, and then you'll find your direction of slope. So you're going to find that compass direction. So let's start off by, we're going to work with this one to start with here. So problem 2, what I'm doing is I'm getting this line, try to get it here a little better. I'm using line 4, 5 here, that's going to be my point of reference to a straight line. Just one second, once I get it lined up. Now the reason I'm doing that, shoot, talking mushrooms. There it goes. What I'm going to do is I use that for my straight line because I'm going to draw a perpendicular line down from that straight line. And it really doesn't matter where I draw it. It's just that now that's going to become my line that I'm going to run parallel, because then I'm going to be still keeping this perpendicular and parallel to go together. So now switch it up. Now that line that I just drew that's perpendicular to that edge here is going to become my line that I need to draw parallel through my insertion point right here to that plane. And just draw everything lightly. So I drew the line through there. Now I'm still trying to find the true length of 5, 6 here, so that's still what I'm trying to find. So I'm still going to follow that same method of transferring those depths, those measurements, those dimensions here. So to get 5, I'll transfer it up here to 5. 6. Goodness gracious, going off the page a little bit. Shouldn't be doing that. Why are we doing that? Oh, because I measured way 6. Okay, I was like, I knew that I shouldn't be doing that. It shouldn't go off the page. Make sure you're referencing to your fold line, not the overall. So anytime you do something, you make a mistake and you realize that that just doesn't look right, it probably legitimately does not look right. So go back and double check yourself. There's nothing wrong with doing that. I'm going to get my 0.9 lead and make that nice dark true length line so I know. Four, 5, 6, true length. Now, so I have my true length of the line. Now I need to find a couple other things. What are the couple other things to know? Well, I need to find what is my slope. I need to find my direction, slope, etc. So let's do a couple things here. Okay, 1, I'm going to find my directional slope. So what I'm going to actually do, I can do that with just any straight edge here. Go ahead and use my protractor. I'm going to bring that one over. All the way. Then the line comes here. What I did is I lightly brought and extended that line all the way over here to where it hits that. This is that full line at H, that I, the H and the I. So I can bring it here so I get my rise and the run. Because looking at this is rise. That's my run. Handy dandy. engineering skill. Find out whatever it is. In this case, it is 1.25. And my rise is 1.1. 1.1. So I can do my math so that I can find the slope. Now I would also need to find the directional slope, and I need to be able to do that. And directional slope is always referenced to your north. So you have to find your north. And if I'm looking here, north is not facing the very top of the page here. So this is where it gets a little interesting. So now this becomes my north. So let's go find that north and south. To do that, I have to make my straight edge. Kind of hard to see, dang it. What I'm doing is I'm lining my straight edge up with this north-south line that runs right here. So I'm taking that north line, turning it sideways, lining it up with my straight edge. That's what I'm doing, so that I can recreate that north-south. Okay, there's my north-south. I'm recreating it very lightly. I just drew the line for the north to south. North south. Dang it, I moved again. I didn't tape it down in multiple places because I'm trying to rush. Fresh piece of tape. Let's try it again. Actually, I may have to fold my paper a little bit here so I can get it all into frame. Let's see if that looks a little better. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. So I'm making sure it's lined up with the north to south as it was given to me, as it said. Stop moving. I have to find those crosshairs. I have to make my north and south. And that means you got to keep them perfectly parallel, perfectly perpendicular to each other here. So I've created north, south, east, and west, following the north given, following that. I know the north is going up this way. So I have to look, okay, so 5 to 6 coming down is coming down, so it's going south to the right, east. And then I have to find the angle. And this is one of those angles that's probably going to need to extend even farther for my protractor to find it. Line it up to the north, reference here. Okay. So I'm looking at it, and I know this is 20. Just line it up. Come on, you line up. Looks like it's hitting right at 29. 10, 20, 29. So my angle from here to here is 29 degrees. If that's 29 degrees, the angle from here to here then has to be brain fart. 61. Math, just basic math. Has to be 29, has to be 61. So if I'm looking at it and I'm looking at the direction it's going, if this was the north, then I know it's 61 degrees. And I know what my rise and my run is, so I do rise over run and do the negative tan for it, and that gives me my slope. Okay, so we do the math again. All right, and you can do that. You can do rise over run, and you can use your calculator and you can find the -10. All right, let's do the same thing for 7/8. So here on number 3, I want to find the true length of the line of 7/8. And this one's a little different, just a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to find it through another method. Okay. Step 1 is time. Tape it down. Find something that's a straight line. And get that straight line. And tape it down. Because sometimes you have unique angles you need to find. So I'm going to draw a straight horizontal line from 9 over to where it hits here, making point 10. Hits here, straight to here. And connect those two. Because then this is your horizontal line, and that's the true length line for 9/10. Sometimes you need to find something different. Now what we need to do now is we need to use this true length line of the 9/10, and we're going to make a perpendicular line off of it. So that now becomes our straight edge. So that true length of 9/10 is becoming our reference. And I need a perpendicular line off of that. So I'm going to draw that same line here to this point. Now, take it. So it's parallel running to this line right here, to that true length of 9/10. Draw those all over, and then we transfer measurements again. So 8. That helps you in your ABC. 7. 9. And our straight edge to connect the dots essentially. And they should line up. Why is 9 not lining up? Because I did the measurement from there. So again, if you see something's wrong, yeah, it was wrong. Because I referenced to a, crap, you can't see it. In your head. A here, 9 there, 7 here, so we can mark them. And darken it in. Because that's 7, 9, and 8. And then again, we have to do the whole thing over again that we did previously up here. You have to transfer that direction to north. to find the north, this north, and make that line up with my straight edge. Get my perfectly perpendicular line so that I have my now north, south, and make sure you mark the right lines because they get to be a little confusing, right? So we should have a perfect 90-degree north, south, east, west. So 7, 8 is obviously going down and to the right, so it's going southeast. I need to find my rise and my run again. So this time this becomes the rise, and this becomes our run. And I need to measure them because that's how I find my slope. And then I need to measure that angle again. So I have to come here. Again, as if this is north, this is the 90. Measure. What's the angle? So 10, 20, 30, 40, 43. 43 degrees. So here to here should be 47 degrees. Because those two can combine make the 90. And looking at it, I know, okay, it's going 43 degrees. And then I just find what is my rise and my run. Make sure you're finding the right rise and run. Oh. See? This is the run.
Hello.
And this is the rise. Now we do the math to solve the problem.